We do have someone to open the conference, though, and the second opener was always to be our master, so it's my great privilege to introduce David Dewing. The livery and charity are keen to help from the centre to make things happen, so it's a pleasure to introduce David, who is master of the Furniture Makers Company. David is a qualified furniture designer and historian. Since 1991, he has been director of the Jeffrey Museum of the Home, and he's led the museum through major capital developments over his time there. The museum has done much to promote the design and the creative industries and continues to do so. Recently, he's gained significant lottery funding, so he now has another major project on his hand, but meanwhile, he's having a very successful year as master of the company, and I asked him to come and open the conference. Master.
It's a great pleasure for me to have the privilege of being here today. You're only master for a year, and in that year there are some highlights and some wonderful things that one will always look back on as being something special, and I think today is definitely going to be one of those. We knew this issue about what the company was going to do with education and training in the future was coming up. It's been on our agenda for the last few years. We absolutely recognise that this is central to what we do, and this is the moment where we now face the issue head on, and I think this is therefore a key moment for the company, a key moment for all of us here in this room certainly, and for everybody in the industry. We've come a long way. The Furniture Makers Company has come a long way since it was first formed as a guild in 1951. Still not that far back. It became a livery company in 1963. So we're sort of 52, 53 years old. And we purchased this hall in 2005, and the key moment really was when we merged with the FTBA in 2012, and that gave us the power, if you like, the sort of collective power to be a mover for the industry. It raised our ambitions and it allowed us to think big, and this is one of the tangible results of that process. And as a single organisation, we are now the industry's leading patron and charity. And we have a very clear message and a purpose, which is simply to support the furnishing industry. But we do this under three areas of charitable work. First, to inspire excellence in design, bespoke making and manufacture. Key to what we produce, it has to be great stuff, it has to be wonderful, it has to be commercially appropriate, it has to be what the public want. And so excellence is absolutely at the heart of what the industry must be about. The second is to support those connected to the industry who are in need. People come into the industry, they work through it, they give the best part of their lives to it, maybe they fall on hard times. We're a welfare organisation, a welfare charity in that sense, and we help them. And the third is to educate and to encourage new talent into the industry. And we all know that the third of these is our highest priority. The industry can really only thrive and prosper if it can attract and sustain bright, energetic and entrepreneurial people in all aspects of the workforce, right through the food chain, from trainees and apprentices to the captains of the industry. We already have an impressive array of support available, which includes prizes for GCSE design and technology students. Last year we gave 1,000 books sponsored by corporate members and individual donors, and this year the target is 1,500, and we're well on the way to achieving this. This is seed corn, encouraging students, school children, to think that actually furniture is a possible career path for them. It's something that they might be interested in. We're just nurturing some of that interest, and if we throw a few seeds around, some of them we hope will germinate and sprout, and these might be the future talent that we want to attract into the industry. And then we can nurture that through apprenticeships, through bursaries, through scholarships at higher education and further education, through student awards, an annual student tour, and this all helps to bring and guide school leavers through college and into the industry. We have a Young Furniture Makers membership scheme, which allows students and recent graduates to network over Facebook and keep in touch with the livery and access advice and the support which we can give them when they need it. We have an annual Young Professionals Industry Experience, a fantastic opportunity for those lucky enough to be chosen to go on it. 3 weeks of intensive immersion in all aspects of the industry supply chain for the brightest and most promising individuals, with the added benefit of mentoring with an experienced professional within the livery. Tremendous opportunity to bring the talents of the new people and the experienced people together, and to build the strength and the depth within our workforce. So all of this is excellent. It's all going in the right direction. We're growing our charitable fund and we're increasing our support every year. But we also know we have to focus where the needs are greatest. And the industry appears to be climbing back after the recession, which is good, and it has to rebuild its workforce, which is harder. And we know that there are certain key skills from schools and colleges where the supply has been effectively strangled by some of the cuts and the difficulties that the education and training sector finds itself in. The colleges simply haven't got the resources now to produce the range of skills, the range of specialist training courses which they used to. And courses find themselves being merged or in some cases lost altogether. So there are very few places just doing simply furniture courses now. It tends to be a course merged with other kinds of design or some kind of other kind of skills training. And those courses which require expensive machinery and where the training is very specialised are the ones where they're being pinched within the education sector. So it's imperative that we identify across the industry what the needs are now and in the foreseeable future, and how those needs can best be met, given the current trends in the education and training sector. And if we can see where the gaps are, we can prioritise and direct our efforts to gain the maximum effort. So we collaborated with FIRA to undertake this survey, largely led by Charles Vernon, who you'll be hearing about in a minute. But Charles Vernon is past master, chairman of our Education and Training Committee, who has led the charge on this, taken it absolutely under his wing, and made sure that we go about this in a very systematic and strategic, sensible way, where we're identifying where the needs are, hearing from the industry where the needs are, hearing from the education sector where the problems are, and then bringing all of that together for a conference today. And from today, we want to develop a strategy which is our response. And this survey that's been done, and we're grateful to Thara for all of the help that they put into it and the work that they've done and the analysis and the report. It provides a health check on the skills within the furniture and furnishing industry. We've listened to the leaders from the industry, and we've heard both their ambitions and their fears, and you've all seen the result. I'm sure we all agree it provides a wealth of key information. So today, our aim is to analyse what it all means, to discuss how we should respond and consider how best the Furniture Makers Company, working with the industry and the education sector and influencing government policy through the BFC, can help to sustain and develop a thriving furniture industry over the coming years. So our grateful thanks as a company to FIRA, to all of those manufacturers and retailers, 173 companies who responded by contributing to the survey. And thank you all for coming today. I look forward to a very lively and inspiring debate, and the outcome, I'm sure, will be something that we'll look back on years to come as being a turning point, a key turning point for our industry and for the Furniture Makers Company. Thank you very much.